My name is Rainey with the American School of Hypnosis. I'd like to welcome you all here tonight. What we're going to be speaking about tonight is basically how to make big money with hypnosis. We started this last week, so this is part 2. As a recap of last week, what we did, we spoke about being a hypnotherapist, some of the things you can do to make money as a hypnotherapist, whether you're brand new or whether you've been with it for a while. So we spoke a little bit about individual sessions, both telephone, online, and live sessions. I should say all three, not both. We spoke about group sessions, doing live group sessions, doing group sessions on the telephone, as well as other venues online, such as we're doing right here, maybe in a live streaming. Let's see, we spoke about smoking, we spoke about weight loss, just as a recap. We even spoke about the metaphysics. We spoke some about past life regression and contacting spirits, how to do self-sponsored, and how to do the adult education. I don't know if we spoke about that too much, but don't discount teaching the adult education. Get a hold of the local ones in your area. That's a great way to get advertising out there because they have a lot of advertising money in their budget. So, what I want to speak about tonight is going a little further, rather than talking about sessions, which is your active, busy work. Okay, that's your bread and butter. Let's talk a little bit tonight about passive income. Okay, that's my favorite. Imagine being able to work kind of like what you're doing right now, making the same income, but having to work very little for it. Isn't that a great idea? Gentleman, one of my mentors, especially in the financing area, is named T. Harv Eker. I don't know if you've ever heard of him. If you haven't, look up some of his books. He's excellent. But he's a financial guru. One of the things he says is that if your business requires you being there for it to run, then you're basically not self-employed. Okay, you're an employee. A true self-employed person, okay, or a true entrepreneur, okay, can have his business running whether he's there or not. He can have it making an income whether he's there or not. So how do you do that? Passive income. So how do we do passive income with hypnosis? I'm glad you asked. So we're going to go ahead and start talking about that. Some of our best sources of passive income has been a lot of the things that we sell online, which if you go to our online store, I'm sure you've seen them. You've seen a lot of advertisements coming to you on a weekly basis. Most of those things are what I'm talking about. CDs, MP3s, books, ebooks, videos, programs, courses, all these kind of things, okay? Now, even if you're new, you might not want to get into doing a course right away, but there's a lot of things you can sell. Now, in addition to making money, okay, these things will also help you to be more of an authority in your area, which is great. We've spoken about that in earlier workshops about being an authority. What makes you better than the guy next door? Why should somebody come see you? Well, you should be the best in your field. And what makes you the best in your field? Number one is being an author. Being an author puts you in the top 10% of society right off the bat. Now, if you can't write a book, write an ebook. What makes you different than anybody else? Think of that. What's your niche? Why should anybody come to see you? Well, if you have a niche of any sort, something that makes you different, write about it. What is your view on smoking cessation or stress reduction? Why should someone come to see you? How much can you write on it? Can you write 5 pages, 10 pages? How about 30 pages? Okay, 30 pages, 25 to 30 pages is a great length for an ebook. Now you have a couple choices. If it's your first ebook, okay, it's up to you. You might want to sell it, but an ebook is a great way to get people to come to your site. So you might want to give it away as a freebie or as an incentive for people to subscribe to your site, for people to give you their email address so you'll start a database so you can use it later on when you have items to sell. Now, just think of it. When you're talking to people about hypnosis, clients, friends, whatever, they ask you something. Everything that you're saying to them, you're giving them information that they didn't know. Guess what? Every one of these conversations could be an ebook. So you might want to carry, I think I have one somewhere, it's behind the desk somewhere, one of those little digital recorders in your pocket. have it with you when somebody says, hey, tell me how to quit smoking with hypnosis. Hit record and start talking to them. Now, if you're a good salesperson, someone that's, that's convincing, what you said to them probably will be quite a few pages, okay? When you get back home, just listen to it and type it. And there's your first ebook. Think of all the different things you do. What else can you write ebooks on? What are things that people are interested in hypnosis? Write ebooks on them and sell them. I think the average ebook sells anywhere from, I don't know, $4 to $10, depending on the size of it. But that's a great way to get started. Now, there's lots of programs online. If you want to make a cover for your ebook, you can. If you want to make it a podcast, you can turn it into a podcast easily. If you recorded it, you could use the voice. So from this recording, you can make a podcast, you can make an ebook. So there's different venues of money you can do. But there's programs you can get online where you can make your virtual covers. There's places you can sell them online. Let's see, ebooks. You can sell them on your web page. You can make, I wouldn't do it on your main web page. Start to work on maybe making some kind of a store. If you don't have a way to collect money, for when people pay to buy your ebook, get a hold of PayPal. They're probably one of the biggest banking industries online. Okay, you might want to start out with a personal account and then get into a business account. They even pay you back on on a lot of, it's like a credit card does. A lot of your purchases, I think it's like 1 or 2%, they pay you back each month as well. But anyways, PayPal is very good. They will collect the money online. You'll use just about any credit card or the PayPal program, and the money goes right directly into your account. Matter of fact, PayPal, once you get into the business section of it, they even have a virtual terminal, which is like a virtual, one of those little ching-ching machines you slide your credit card through. But you just type it. It's a virtual terminal right on your computer screen where you can type everything right in, and the money goes right through. In fact, recently they come up with something, and this is my mouse, not my cell phone, but they recently come up with something that you can push right into, plug right into a cell phone. I believe it's for the Android and for the Mac, maybe for some others, for the iPhone, where you can slide your credit card right through and it'll receive the numbers to make an instant purchase. That's something that's really great to have, especially if you're going to be doing group sessions. You can set up in the back of the room and just accept credit cards like that. In the past, when Raluca and I have done them, she's been out in the back actually using her computer doing the virtual terminal. I see Raluca just wrote here on the chat section, it's called The Square, is the name of the one for the iPhone. I don't know if it works with others, but if you punch in The Square, you'll see it's a pretty neat instrument. We went into a business about 3 months ago, a small business, and someone pulled one of those out and used it on our credit card. So I was pretty impressed with it. So there's a lot of ways to that you can collect the money. Now let's go back to, okay, you made your first ebook. How are you going to sell it? Well, you can do it with your own webpage, like I said. If you want to publish this ebook or self-publish it with the use of another company, you can actually get a hold of Amazon. Amazon has self-publishing, where you can publish your ebook and actually sell it right at Amazon.com. It's nice. It's all basically all set up, so you just punch in all your information and deliver it to them, and you send in your audio file and the cover and all that, and once a month they send you a check for whatever you sell. We do most of our publishing through a company called Lulu. It's LULU.com. Take a look at them. One of the beautiful things about Lulu is all the things that you publish with them is basically print on demand, and they don't charge you any money up front. A lot of these companies might charge you $5,000 for a setup fee and all that. Lulu, you just get in it, get started. So if somebody orders 15 books from you, Lulu prints them, sends them out. They basically, it's like a drop shipping. It comes right from them to the client, and once a month you get paid. Excellent company. We've been publishing books through Lulu now for, I'd say 7 years, 8 years. Right now we've written over 18 books, so we have a lot of books going through them. Matter of fact, for a while they were even dealing with MP3s and CDs, but they don't do that anymore for some reason. But it's great. You can set the prices you want. You can change the prices right on the fly. If you want to have a sale for everyone, you can buy them wholesale for yourself, so you can have them in your office to sell. It'll tell you all the prices and everything, what it takes to sign up, to actually, purchase, what your cost is going to be for the book. So you can punch in, even before you write the book, it's a 100-page book. I want a softbound cover. I want it to be color. Maybe you want a picture book for a children's book. You punch all that information in, and it'll tell you what the cost is going to be. And of course, they have a lot of discounts for multiple books. So when you buy them yourself, you might want to buy quite a few to get even lower price. So those are great things you can do. Now, of course, bookstores are probably on their way out. A lot of them, Borders is closed, Bookland is closed a long time ago, but a lot of the Borders are shutting down because basically books are being sold online today. That's the new bookstore of the future. So get into these places. A big thing now is also Kindle. Okay, probably everyone has a Kindle now or an iPad. Kindle is a different process for publishing your books because you have to put it in a different format, but there's a lot of places online that'll send you the format of how to put it in to Kindle format. So you can sell, we have some books that are being sold on Kindle. Now, on Kindle, yeah, you are selling them a little cheaper. If you go on our online store, you'll see some of our books. Download is one price, through Lulu's another price, and Kindle's another price, But Kindle is a great opportunity because they sell a lot more because they're, it's huge. There's a lot of advertising they have out there. Let's see, other places you can, and this works, with a lot of things besides ebooks, but we're just talking about that now. You might want to look into a place called ClickBank. Okay, I think it's clickbank.com, but ClickBank is a place where you can have other people sell your products as affiliates. So if you have a good product, you advertise it on ClickBank, tell the people what commission you're offering, 30%, 40% commission, whatever, and they will actually take your product and sell it on their websites or in their marketing venues. A lot of network marketers get quite a few products from ClickBank. Again, it's a great way to get out front of a lot of people very quickly and sell a lot of product. Okay, so there's a lot of different ways you can sell your books. Now, if you don't want to do an ebook, if you have a lot to say, you can see as I'm talking here, by the time I'm done talking, I've written a whole book, right? But you can write a regular book, a regular paper book. And again, places like Lulu.com or Amazon.com, you can actually, publish a paper book as well. So nice thing about it, you can take if you have enough information for a paper book, you can go publish it, let's say on Lulu, on their store, on Amazon store, in print, in PDF and a download, and in a smaller version like a Kindle or whatever else they might have. I know they have several different versions. So again, you're getting different monies coming in, and once a month they send you the check. As well as you can sell these on your own online store too. Let me see. So we got books, we got ebooks. Most of you hypnotherapists, okay, what you do is you do sessions. Well, do sessions without a client in front of you and record it. People love to buy sessions, okay? So you can sell them either, if you record it, you can sell it in MP3. If you go to our online store, you'll see we have all kinds of MP3s. We probably have about 40 different topics, hypnosis session topics. If you want to burn it onto a CD, you can sell CDs, but keep in mind when you're selling CDs, if you're not doing it, if you're doing it from your own store, it's going to take a lot of work because there's the packing and the typing and the sending and all that. But again, if you can find some outside places to do it, I know there are still quite a few out there, that makes it nice. Again, you send them the address, or a lot of times you can have the person buying it goes directly to the publisher, and again, you get your commissions monthly. The thing when you're doing these, there's a lot of nice things you can make, but keep in mind, whenever you're building something, a book, CD, MP3, how can I do this that once it's ready to market, that I don't have to do anything and the money comes in? Okay, that's where the passive income comes. You wake up in the morning, it's really nice to get up in the morning and to see that you sold 3 books and 10 CDs and a couple programs overnight, and you already made a full-time income before you even got out of bed. It's a great feeling, okay? That's the beauty of passive income. So you have books, you have CDs, you have MP3s, videos. Can you get out front of a video like this? Start your own Ustream account, record it. YouTube. YouTube is a great venue for that. We've just been doodling a lot with Google Plus. Okay, I'm on Google Plus now. For those of you folks that want to join up my circles, okay, I'm on YouTube on Google Plus. Google Plus has a live streaming. The live streaming with them, and again, it's live streaming through Google Plus and also on YouTube. And think of how many people are watching on YouTube. Okay. Now, the way it works with Google Plus, though, the screen doesn't look like this. Okay, it does on the top, but if you look at right, I don't know if you can see my hand there, a bar going right across the bottom here. Oops, right across. It's hard to do that. So right across the bottom here, okay, will be a bunch of little boxes with the people in your circles listening. So you might have 3 people, you might have 10 people, however many fit across the bottom. So as you're talking, those people are listening to, and their faces are being recorded at the same time. They do have capture programs where you can capture just the top of it and put that on YouTube later, but basically it's designed to capture your whole circle, your whole group. But again, it's being seen live, so there's a lot of exposure. Not only are you making a video, but if you're recording it to sell the recording, okay, you're making money that way. And also the people that are watching your video on YouTube, that's more advertising for you. That's more people basically calling in, giving you emails, seeing your, wherever you have it linked to. They might be going on your online store, seeing your online store. So there's a lot of different ways of doing that. These videos are a great marketing tool. For instance, right now on Ustream, just to give you an example. Okay, on Ustream, there's you folks that are watching, and most of you that are watching basically know about this because I've been advertising it each week and letting you know. But there's also people that are watching this that happen to be browsing the Ustream channel, and when we're live, my face comes up on amongst all the other channels on Ustream saying, hey, he's live now, come see. So a lot of people pop in that maybe didn't even know we were going to be on, but they come in and might have an interest in your product or what you're doing. So there's some sales from the internet that you might not have gotten before. So don't discount live streaming or YouTube or some of these things. There's some great ideas, okay? Let's see, so videos, or you can just record your own videos. That's how we did most of our home study courses. We, just in a studio, in a quiet room. We happen to have a green room in the back of that door right over there. If you're wondering what that is, that's actually my green room, okay? So we have an entire green wall, and we have green, these collapsible type green screens and all these fancy lights. You can't see them like I have over here with the umbrellas and all that. So that's designed for making recordings, so I can either make it in my office or I can put whatever I want behind me. I can have the ocean behind me. And for those of you that have seen my home study course, you'll see every single lesson has a different background. I mean, one of them I have like a 6 foot tall roll, big wad of $100 bills behind me where I'm talking about making money. Another one I have a pyramid behind me. I once was able to record one. I was just sitting in that room, but behind me was a live scene of Paris, and I was right in front of the Eiffel Tower, and you've seen people walking behind me. It was kind of fun, because as I'm talking to the people, like you talking, being recorded, behind me are people walking around in front of the Eiffel Tower. Then all of a sudden you see me walking behind me, talking to another me, and it's kind of interesting, because of course we had to tape it 3 times, but it was just having fun with green room. So you actually saw 3 of me on a screen. I know it's kind of scary, isn't it? But it's a fun thing to do, and these fun things get more people to come watch, because they say, wow, what else is he going to do? Where is he going to be next week? So if you record it directly, not live, in a studio or in a place where you have, the ability to tweak the picture, you can be a lot more creative. You can have a lot more fun with it. Now, there's a lot of programs out there. I know for my PC, I have like 4 or 5 different kind of programs that I use for video. The one that I use most of the time is, actually I have it open right now because it's called iMovie, okay, because I make most of my movies on the Mac. Macs were basically built for video, for creating movies. They seem to be a lot more versatile for that kind of thing. So we use the iMovie program, which also accepts green screen. It's not a real sophisticated one, but good enough for most video type things. It also has that window in window. The window in window is as you're talking, you can have a window of somebody else. Somebody else up here. It'd be just like a little window open, and it'd be a picture of you or something else in there talking, So you can use it where you're talking about something that's going on the screen if you want to show a form or something. So there's a lot of different options, but take a look at the iMovie with the Mac if you have it, and if not, like I said, go online, do a search for any kind of video program for PC, and there's tons of them out there, and a lot of them are free. Windows Movie Maker, I believe, comes with most new computers. I think that's the way I have that one with this new computer I'm talking on right now. So with those, you can make your videos, and the nice thing about it is once you get it the way you want it, you can still download it to YouTube, download it to a bunch of other programs. And again, that'll give you a lot higher exposure. And for those of you that have a web page, okay, you've probably noticed when you punch in anything having to do with hypnosis, you know, on the internet, in your Google search engine, Yahoo, whatever it is, punch in hypnosis training, hypnosis school, hypnosis session. We always come up on the first page, and usually in the first couple listings. One of the biggest features that will bring you up there, okay, is having videos. So have videos, and make sure when you put a video on YouTube or wherever you're putting it, because there's a lot of places you can put them, that they always have a link in the wording, you know, underneath your video, a link back to your website or whatever it is you want to promote, okay? That will help your website to go from, if you're on page 500, from page 500 to page between 1 and 3 almost overnight. Videos really push you up fast. Keep that in mind. Also, you can create videos as advertisings to sell your ebooks, to sell your CDs. Put them right on your store page. Do you realize that you will sell an average of 33% more ebooks and CDs and all that with a video talking about them? You know, it's a lot of work, but keep that in mind. If you have something that you want to sell, have videos talking about it, and you'll be able to make a lot more sales. Okay, they say a picture's worth 1,000 words. Well, a video is a bunch of pictures. Okay, so there's a lot of words there that you don't really even have to say. Okay, let's see. Talking about making big money with hypnosis. We spoke about CDs, MP3s, ebooks, videos. Now, once you get good at this and you're making a bunch of videos, a bunch of ebooks, a bunch of CDs, that's where you can put them all together and you have a program. Okay, and some of these programs, if you look online, depending what they are, hypnosis, sales, whatever you're into, some of them get into anywhere from $500 to $1,000. Or you can keep it in the lower range, you know, $100 to $300. Those sell. When you have any kind of how-to courses, video courses, in your fields as hypnotherapists, how about courses on, you know, rather than just one session, maybe like 3 or 4 sessions, and make it a kind of course on weight loss, on stress, on smoking, past life regression, you know, several past life regressions in one thing. What can you teach people in your field that you know about? Make a course out of it and sell it online. And again, make videos to sell your course. Okay. Let's see. Other than that, I think I spoke about all the different things that we've done online. I'm sure you can find a lot more. And these courses also, if you've gotten up and running with a place like ClickBank, like an affiliate, you can sell these courses on ClickBank as well. But usually they don't do anything over $100 until you've been doing it for a while. So sell your smaller items, and once you've proven yourself, they'll let you sell the bigger items on ClickBank as well. Affiliate programs, okay? Matter of fact, I have an affiliate program for all our, or pretty much for a lot of our books and our courses. And here's a little commercial. If any of you would like to be part of our affiliate program, okay, you'd go to our website, choosehypnosis.com, and just punch in /affiliate.htm at the end of it. And matter of fact, I'm putting that right over here so you can see what it looks like. And I'm even going to tell you what it'll do. You're able to see that link? choosehypnosis.com /affiliate.htm. Now, one of our biggest advertising, I guess you could say, methods is giving away our free 446-page hypnosis manual. Most of you that have gotten a letter from me to come here, you probably all have it. You probably downloaded it. Okay, like I said, if you give it away, an ebook or anything, it's a great advertising tool. So we give away our hypnosis manual. Now, it's free. All you have to do is punch in your name and your email address. But we also have an affiliate program for that. If you go to our affiliate program and sign up, and we have these little banners, if you put one on your website. Now, this is all done automatically. Our computer, basically the affiliate program computer, goes in and lets everybody know, keeps track of who's going where. Anyone that comes from your site, I believe, I don't know if it's 6 months, for 6 months or for a year, it'll tell you all that when you look it up. Anyone that comes from your site and comes to my site and downloads a free manual, you get 20 cents every time they download a free manual. Now, if they come to your site tonight and look at it but don't download it, and they do it next month or 3 months from now, it keeps track of that because the computer knows that they came from your site before they came to mine. Now, what if they buy a $300 home study course or sign up for one of the larger courses? You also get a commission on that if they came from your site. So keep that in mind. By becoming an affiliate, it's free to do. Anyone can do it as long as you have a website or a blog. You just have to put that on and explain everything to you. You have a choice of maybe 15 different banners, and you get a commission anytime somebody buys something from us, from our online store, or if they download the free manual. Okay, so it kind of builds up. But that's how we've done it to basically help to build our programs. Okay, and like I said, the link's right over there, and let's move on. One last thing I wanted to tell you about, since we're talking about making money, this is something Raluca and I started doing just recently. If you have a lot of YouTube videos, okay, YouTube will partner with you to monetize your videos. Now, you've noticed, like, even on this site here, if you get bumped off, you come back on and you got to wait for this commercial, okay? Whoever's commercial that is, by it playing, they're getting paid, who knows how much, because I'm not an advertiser with Ustream yet, but somebody is getting paid for that coming on. So you can do that with all your YouTube videos as well. You just click monetize it when you put it up, and every time that is played, if your video is played 1,000 times, you're making some money. If it's played 100 times, how about some of these people that have 1 million hits because the video went viral? Okay, Raluca has a lot of online friends doing the videos, so she's into this a lot more than I am with her venues. But she has some friends, actually quite a few of them, that have 1 million, 2 million hits or views from their videos. They are making full-time incomes just as YouTube partners. Okay, so money can be made in that too. Now that might not even be their income. Their income is whatever it is they're trying to sell through the videos, but that's a nice part-time income, especially if that can be a full-time part-time income, okay? So, enough said with passive income, okay? If any of you have more questions about that, go to our online store. We do have a few books that tell you about that. About basically how to make income. Matter of fact, one of the books that I'm talking about, most of the stuff I'm speaking to you about this week and last week, come from this book, another commercial. It's how to make $100,000 a year as a hypnosis practitioner. And in the bottom, fine print, 5 separate ways of earning a 6-figure income in your first year. So basically, a lot of the ideas we're speaking about are in this book. In a lot more detail. And by the way, it's only like, I think, $15, 10 or 15 bucks. It's not that much. Download it, it's a lot less, okay? All right, let's move on. Another way you can make a nice income with hypnosis. I wasn't going to speak about it, but just before we started tonight, Raluca says you got to, because you made a lot of money doing this. So here's another way of making money as a hypnosis practitioner. Doing comedy hypnosis shows, okay? Don't discount that. Comedy shows have been one of the biggest helpmates or growths in our business. I learned more about clinical hypnosis doing comedy than pretty much anything else, and even any of the books I've read. It's amazing to see the things that you can come up with, the things that you can learn with comedy hypnosis. But anyways, comedy hypnosis is something that can be very lucrative. The average show, well, back when I started probably 10, 12 years ago doing comedy hypnosis, back then I started charging, I think it was $600 a show for an hour, hour and a half show. That's a nice income. Now, I did mostly high schools and colleges. High schools is probably the easiest venue to get into. During graduation week, when a lot of these high schools graduate, they have these project graduations where they keep the kids in school or in a gym or something all night, and they have their festivities all night so the kids don't go out and get in trouble on their graduation night. Well, when they have these project graduations, a lot of them, that's where that week they hire a lot of comedy hypnotists, magicians, this kind of thing. During that week, there were many years where during that 1 week we'd be doing anywhere from 6 to 12 comedy hypnosis shows. And the thing is, it's late night work if you're doing it during that week, because they have their festivities all night starting at like 11 o'clock at night. So you might be doing an 11 o'clock show, a 2 o'clock show, a 4 o'clock show. We had some that were going from Maine to the South Shore, in Massachusetts, and Connecticut, Vermont. I mean, we'd be traveling all over the place in the wee hours of the morning. But you can make a month's income in a week very easily. And a lot of them will, not only that week, during the year, they'll have you come over for fundraisers for a lot of things. If you know how to do clinical hypnosis, comedy hypnosis is a breeze, because it's done very similar. You start out with an induction. All your skits have to go according to the Aaron's depth scale. If you're using that, or any depth scale, you start out with your level 1 skits, your level 2 skits, your level 3 skits. So basic catalepsy start first. And then you grow all the way into your hallucinations and negative hallucinations. I mean, don't start out with level 6. If you start out and tell the person right off the bat, when you open your eyes, you won't see me, I'm invisible, and you haven't even done a level 1 skip, they're going to open their eyes and they're going to see you, and you're going to be really embarrassed, okay? So do it just like you would hypnosis. You have to, what they call pyramiding, 1 step at a time. You start with your level 1 skits, 2 skits, 3 skits, going all the way up. So basically all you're doing with a comedy hypnosis show is, it's like a regular session. You start out with an induction. You might want to do a deepener until you get comfortable with the process. Eventually you'll just be doing instant inductions and starting your show in a couple minutes. Then you just do 1 skit after another. When I say skits, what do I mean? I'm talking about suggestibility test. The suggestibility test that most of you do when you do your hypnosis sessions. You have the clients put their fingers like this, and imagine there's a rubber band around their fingers, and their fingers start to go together, and as soon as they touch, they can put their hands down. Okay, that's very powerful. A lot of people are very impressed with those, but that is basically a skit that you would use in comedy as well. Then you just go from that one to one a little more difficult. First thing you know, they can't move their feet, they can't move their arms, so you can have a lot of fun with it. Let's see, different venues you can do with that. Okay, like I said, we've done high schools, we've done colleges. I've done a lot of, in the summertime, there's a lot of festivals, family fun days, home days, carnivals. The nice thing about doing festivals and carnivals, you're not going to get paid as much as you will as a high school or a college. However, most of these carnivals are there for a week. So instead of saying, hey, I'll do a show for you for, back then it was $600, now I charge $900. I don't think I'd do a show for less than $900. But rather than saying $900 a show, say, look, I normally charge $900 a show. I know you're on a budget. How about if I do 2 shows a day for the next 4 days, and I'll only charge you $200 a show? That would be within their budget, and you're going to make a lot of money doing it. You see what I mean? So you make less money, and you do quite a few more. So that's another venue you can do. Ustreamer number 845558, thank you. I don't know your name, but he just said corporations. Corporations, businesses is very nice money. Not as easy as the high schools, okay? You want to be careful, okay? Dr. Robin, oh, hi, thank you. I don't have to call you a number. So they're not as easy as the high schools, and you can be embarrassed. I remember Raluca and I one year, it was like, I think 1 o'clock in the morning. We had a show up at some, it was a country club up in the mountains up in Vermont, and the show was for the National Funeral Directors Convention. What a tough crowd that was, okay? So sometimes you're going to get a rough group. Another time we had this group, I thought they were a group of salesmen. When we went there, I figured, salesmen, they're all non-analytical. This is going to be such a good corporate group. And then when I got up there and started doing the test, no one responded. Not one in the whole room of about 100 people. And I said, I thought these were salesmen. Then the boss tells me, we're engineers. They sell engineering things. Now, engineers are very analytical, so that was a very tough show. So if you're going to do corporations, keep in mind you're going to be working. You might want to do the easy ones to get it going, but corporations, you can make some big money. They have a lot of money to spend. One of them we did here in Biddeford, it was a big, one of these big, I don't know if we call it a mill or huge industrial companies, okay, out in the industrial park. These people had all kinds of festivity. They had magicians, they had a helicopter, they're giving helicopter rides, so you know there was some money to be spent, okay? Let's see, other things you can do. Oh, we had a gentleman that came see us once. We actually taught him to be a hypnotherapist, but he came in the 3-day individual class. You know, we have an individual class, it's like a tailored thing, one-on-one. But he wanted to learn a little bit more about comedy, so we taught him the hypnosis certification, but kind of helped him, you know, to be able to, I guess you could say, tailor it to the comedy. And basically, he was a talent agent, not talent, master of ceremonies, I guess you would say, for a cruise line, like one of these big princess cruise lines. And he wanted to get into doing the entertainment because he'd seen so many comedy hypnotists doing that, getting paid really big money, and it looked so much fun that he wanted to do it. So you can do cruise ships. Some of them you make, you know, some of these ships that just go out for the day. You go out for the day and you just get paid for it. Some of them will actually, let's say, compensate some of your pay with the cruise itself. So you might be going out on the cruise and doing a couple shows. So there's another venue for you. So there's so many different things. I've even done birthday parties. You want to get larger groups because small groups are tough. But this was a birthday party for, I believe it was a high school student turning 17 or 18. Matter of fact, the father that hired me is also the sports director of a high school that hired me like 8 years in a row for the high school, so I knew them. But since they were high school students are extremely non-analytical, and that's what works best with the comedy hypnosis. The more non-analytical, the better show you're going to get. That's the part of the comedy hypnosis show you don't see, is that we weed them out before the show starts. So we keep the most non-analytical on stage and try to send the analytical ones back in the audience. That way you have a great show. When I first got into the hypnosis field, actually we had 3 separate hypnosis offices, but right around that time is when I got into comedy. I was actually doing, I think it was 4 shows a week, two on Friday and one show, it was 5 shows a week. 1 on Friday, 2 on Saturday, 2 on Sunday, every weekend at a local theme park over here in Saco, Maine. It's a small theme park, kind of like a King's Dominion, very small Disney. And so they had me a couple times a day doing comedy hypnosis. The thing is, I had also entertained there doing a lot of other things. For those of you that don't know, for about 15 years before I got into hypnosis, I was a comedy magician, okay? Go figure. So I did a lot of magic for them. But the thing is, doing comedy hypnosis in the park was the biggest draw out of any of the other entertainers they had. They had bands, they had children's singers, they had all kinds of stuff. But comedy hypnosis brought in the biggest draw. Even when I was doing magic, I might get 150 people, you know, because they built me a beautiful stage. That was part of my contract with them, to build the stage and, you know, all the seating and all that. So I might get 150 people as a magician, but as a comedy hypnotist, the seats were full and they were around, you know, standing around. So I'd have anywhere from 250 to 300 people every single show. So that was great. The neat thing about being a comedy hypnotist versus a magician, as a magician or as a regular entertainer, if you mess up, they didn't like the show. If you mess up, you're at fault. As a comedy hypnotist, if you mess up, they feel bad for you because you're not the main call of attraction. Their friends are. So the thing that makes or breaks the show are the people on stage, which is the people in the audience's friends, co-workers. So if the show is great, you're a hero. If the show is bad, they feel bad for you. Okay, so you're not in the direct line of fire, and it's a lot of fun to do. If you go online sometime to our YouTube site and punch in American School of Hypnosis Comedy, or even my name, comedy, you'll see a lot of our videos for comedy hypnosis. We have quite a few of them on there. In fact, we even have a comedy hypnosis webpage. I stopped doing comedy a couple years ago because I don't have time for it anymore. But we have, I think, about 5 or 6 comedy hypnotists on there that do it for me. So when I get bookings, I give it to them. We don't have time tonight for me to get into how to do comedy and all that, because like I said, if you know how to do clinical hypnosis, you do know how to do that, or you should be able to figure it out easily. But if you go online, again, another pitch, we do have a book called The Comedy Hypnosis Bible that I've written, which is the A to Z on comedy hypnosis. If you know a little bit about hypnosis, if you've been a hypnotherapist, this thing will show you how to put skits together. It has like 100 of them, shows you all the different venues of hypnosis, how to get a hold of them, how to get a hold of the high schools, the colleges, all this thing. It even has talent agents, ones that I've used as well as some others in different states that will book you different places. So you write to them, give them your demo, and they can put you in different places. But it shows you the whole thing, shows you, talks to you about sound systems, videotaping, liability, all that good stuff. So like I said, we could take hours just talking about that because it is quite a bit of information. But it's a very inexpensive book you can get online. So let's see, it's comedy hypnosis. And now that we've done that, I wanted to answer a few questions. And let's see, I think last week I started talking to you a little bit about some of the information that people had sent in having to do with marketing. And there's just one more I wanted to tell you that I didn't go over last week. And by Yvette Briscoe. She sent this in, and I found it pretty interesting since we're talking about ways to make money. And I want to go over this with you, so keep this in mind. This idea I'm going to give you, I actually had a graduate in Western Pennsylvania who was working, I believe, in forensics at a college, and he did a lot of work with colleges, and he did something very similar to this, and he was telling me he made a lot of money with it. But here's what Yvette says. Okay, she says, number one, I'm reading this right from her letter. Contact colleges and universities and offer to do discounted sessions on getting good grades in class. Okay? Each attendee gets a packet designed specifically to promote college success with topics like stress reduction, smoking cessation, improving productivity, etc. College students tell their parents, and when something changes for them, them for the better, the parents are excited. So I think she's getting that to be more clients along the way. Contact student organizations, fraternities, sororities, scholarship places. Contact student health organizations on campus. So I can see colleges is actually a great venue for doing things. I know the gentleman I was telling you about in Western PA, he was actually, I believe he was in the college, he was finishing up, like I said, this thing for forensic, and he actually was able to get their auditorium for free and be able to use it, and he put up signs all over the campus saying we're going to be doing a hypnosis session for test taking, study habit, and memory retention. And he did that on that campus, and he had like 150 people show up. I don't know what he charged. It probably wasn't that much. It probably was like 20 bucks a head. But kids can come up with 20 bucks because they're partying every night anyway, so they have the money. So he did it. He was so excited with that. He got a hold of other colleges, get together with some of the students there, and did the same thing. Plastered all the telephone poles with these signs saying that we're going to be doing this, thing for student test taking. And he says he did quite well with it. As a result of that, he had a lot of people coming to see him for individual sessions, though, to quit smoking and other things. But he didn't have an office, so he wasn't set up for that. But he was able to figure out how to take advantage of it. He was able to, rent a room, I guess, from the college to do the few that he did. So I thought that's a great idea. Thank you, Yvette, for sharing that, and I hope someone gets to use it. If any of these ideas are helpful to you folks, by the way, and you use them and you find them successful, please, by all means, write to me and let me know so I can get back to everyone. Give us a little testimonial of what you did and how it worked out. These ideas, not only do I appreciate them, but it's something that everyone can help. Matter of fact, some ideas from other people might help you specifically. So please send in your ideas so we can help others. We got a few minutes left. Anybody have any questions on some of the things we spoke about this evening? And I'll take a look, see if I could see everything on the screen here. And what about home hypnosis parties? Sure, I'll go to yours. When you're having it. No, I know what you mean. Okay, home hypnosis parties is another great idea. You're dealing with a smaller group. Okay, keep in mind you might be dealing with 10 or 15 people, where comedy and a lot of these other groups you can get a lot more. But the home hypnosis parties can really spread out. Matter of fact, online I have a whole page, a web page dedicated to home hypnosis past life regression parties. Okay, so if you want to let your friends know. You can. It's always best to start out with your friends and circle of influence. Word of mouth spreads this really fast. Let's say if you're going to do past life regression. Hey, if you have 10 people at your home that want to do past life regression, charge them $45 a head, okay, and it costs a lot more on an individual session, and I'll give you can attend for free, the one hosting. So that's a great way to do it. So you made $450 for doing one session in a house. It's a lot of fun. The host does the inviting, gets the people, collects the monies. They might have a snack or something like that. So it can be a lot of fun. And from that party, you can book other parties. Say, hey, if you'd like to do it again for free, have your friends come over and we'll do it at your place and you don't have to pay. But you can charge whatever you want, $45, $55 a head. Works great with past life regression, works great with contacting spirits, it works great with, well, not as great, but works good, okay, with smoking cessation as well. Why? Because everyone's interested and curious about past life regression, but not everyone smokes, okay? And with the people that are smoking, not everyone wants to quit. You might want to do stress reduction. That would be a great thing, let's say, around a college campus. Small cottage meetings, if you want to call it, for study habits, test taking, memory retention. Those seem to be the big three with them. Use your imagination. Think about the things you can do with that. Weight loss, I don't know about a home party. Somebody asked what about weight loss, but rather than a home party, I don't know if I mentioned this last week, we had one of our graduates that what she did was, like, every Wednesday night in her office, she did a group weight loss session. And what she would do is when she had a weight loss client coming, she'd do the regular session the first time, like a full individual one-on-one session where you charge whatever you normally charge, $100, $150. And she told them, okay, you're all set. You accepted the suggestions. However, as most of you know, within 3 to 5 days, the mind starts to dream up the suggestions. So you start to go back to your initial behavior. So you need to create a habit. How do you create a habit? Through repetition. So she told people they can come to this weekly group session, since she already did the first one, for maybe $10 a head. Again, this is a long time ago. I'm dating myself. She did it for $10 a head. And basically that's, she was having about maybe 15 people each week. And she eventually did another one, like on Wednesday night for weight loss. On Thursday night, she did a smoking one. So a lot of her clients, they can come back week after week to maintain it for a lot less money. And if you're only charging, let's say, $20, $25 a night, chances are they're going to keep on coming a lot longer than they really need to, because hypnosis is very enjoyable, so they'll probably come back to that. Let's see, someone says, I charged $55 and had 15 people there, 3 hours a time. That's great. Do the math. That's a lot of money. We normally charge right around $50 for most of the ones we do. Now it's like $59. We try to keep that $1 down, $59 a head. But yeah, when you're getting, 15, 20 people or more, depending on how much you want to advertise, it really bills. It can be a really great night. What's this one say here? I use it for 3 bowling teams on a league to improve their game. That's a great idea. I had the team captains get the teams together in his home. It worked great. They all improve their games. Wonderful idea if you're with any kind of a sport. We have one of our graduates, if you go online, you'll see him where it says state by state in Worcester, Massachusetts. He's a bodybuilder. And he put something together with the Gold's Gym over there. He was going on to all the different Gold's Gyms, offering them, sports enhancement or enhancement with the different, weight training or whatever they were doing, smoking cessation, and he did it on a circuit. And he was, getting quite a bit of interest in that. So you might want to check into that. There's a lot of gyms, health spas, places like that. Pain management. That's great with a group and a one-on-one. Excuse me, with a one-on-one and a group. I imagine anything can be done. You'd have to, you'd have to figure out how to do it in a group, But like this person just mentioned, pain is a symptom that there's something wrong. So every person is an individual. You want to make sure they check with a doctor. The thing is, for the things that people still have pain for, that the doctor check out and they still have to live with, let's say like maybe he needs help with his back pain or arthritis, is there enough people you can find to do a group on that? Probably not. So for those kind of things, I would stick with an individual session so you can tailor it with the client. And by all means, make sure you have the doctor's permission if you're not an MD or have some kind of medical degree. Get a written referral from the doctor before you deal with that. Well, folks, I want to thank you for coming. That's about it for tonight. Just wanted to let you know that during the week we did put up about 6 or 7 different videos on YouTube. So if you have a chance to go to our YouTube site, take a look at that. We have some actually fun ones. Yesterday I put up 4 mind bender type optical illusions. We have a couple, for those of you that are interested in comedy, I have a couple, I think 3 comedy hypnosis type little skits. One's an instant induction, doing like 15-20 people, sleep. It's really funny to see. And some other suggestibility tests. I don't know the name of the site offhand, but go to my webpage, choosehypnosis.com. We just put links up on the right, up on the screen looks at me backwards. Up on the right part of the screen, you'll see the links for our YouTube site, the Ustream site. So if you lose this in the future, just go to our main site and click on the link. We have the link there for our Facebook and also for the upcoming events. So that's it. Oh, Raluca just put a little note here. She goes, let everybody know we're having a huge sale going on right now. If you haven't seen the email I sent out yesterday and today, we're having a back to school sale. Okay, from now until I believe the 31st, the last day of this month, 20% off on all of our courses. This is one of the biggest sales we've done. For the home study course, which is $299, it's only $239. Okay, that's the lowest we've gone with the home study course. And of course, the 6-day live class that we have up here in Maine, we only have one left for the rest of the year, which is going to be in October. 20% off that, so that's what, $240. Yeah, $240 off to tuition. And the 3-day, if you want to do a 3-day one-on-one individual training, that's also 20% off. And by the way, when I say a one-on-one, okay, it's not just you and me, because if you're practicing on me and my eyes are closed, I won't be able to see what you're doing. It's actually 1-on-2. You're getting 2 instructors. Okay, Raluca and I will both be working with you, so that way while you're working with one, the other can still critique you. Okay, nothing worse than having you hypnotize the instructor and he has no idea what's going on. So it's a 1-on-2, okay? 1 student, 2 instructors. Unless you wanted to bring family, friend, or relatives, but we don't have 2 strangers in the same situation, because we want to be able to tailor it to what you want. That's it. Again, if you're interested in the sale, go online, or if you can't find it online on our webpage, just drop me an email, which you can do from any of our websites, and we'll send you the link to be able to do that. It's a special link that we put out in an email, which will be being sent out tomorrow and pretty much most of the days between now and the end of the month. If you're not on our email, subscribe. If you're not on this site, again, sign up, so that way when we do videos during the week, you'll be notified. Thanks again. Have a great night and good luck.